Welcome again to Global Reports on Liberty Television from me, Arthur Brooks, from Liberty Studio number 1 here in Kaduna. Hello to all who is watching us in Nigeria, and a special greeting to our viewers watching across West Africa, and also to our friends worldwide watching us live on the internet, on YouTube and Facebook. Today we look at the global news reports that have been featuring in the world's media for the last 7 days. Today, again, I'm joined in the studio by our good friends Ferdinand Okonkwo and Sani Garba. Welcome to the studio, gentlemen.
Thanks for bringing me.
Thank you. So this week, a number of things are happening. Down in South Africa, the president, Jacob Zuma, is being pressurized to step down as president. Watch this report from Chinese television.
There's been numerous calls for President Jacob Zuma to resign as head of state. The ANC top leadership is currently seized with this matter. The party's top 6 officials are expected to meet with Zuma on Sunday to ask him to step down. The meeting follows the ANC National Working Committee's gathering, which apparently decided that President Jacob Zuma should not be allowed to deliver the State of the Nation address next week on Thursday.
The composition of the NWC matters in terms of determining the agenda and working around how Ramaphosa can continue to exercise leverage within all the structures of the ANC to make sure that President Zuma is put in a position where he has to negotiate his exit and allow a smooth transition to a Ramaphosa president.
President Jacob Zuma has survived numerous no-confidence votes in recent years. Parliament will debate the 9th motion against Zuma on February 22. This motion was brought by opposition parties. The parties are calling for Zuma to be removed from office before delivering the State of the Nation address on February 8.
What I can tell you is that the President of the Republic of South Africa will deliver the State of the Nation address. Comrade President Jacob Zuma is the President of the Republic, and as things stand now, he will deliver the State of the Nation. There's no confusion on this matter. However, we must be frank to indicate that the National Working Committee of the African National Congress has mandated the national officials of the ANC to speak to Comrade President Jacob Zuma amongst about a variety of issues. These also relate to, amongst others, the transition from the 5th administration to the 6th administration. That dynamic relationship between Luthuli House, our headquarters is the ANC, and Union Buildings, the seat of government.
Some Zuma loyalists want him to complete his 2nd and final term in office. That term would end when elections are held next year. Zuma could leave office either by resigning, through impeachment proceedings, or by losing a motion of no confidence in Parliament. He could also be recalled by the ruling ANC, forcing him to step down. Yolisandra Jamela for CGTN in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Yes, Jacob Zuma is under pressure. Jacob Zuma, by the way, is 75 years old, and he's been president since 2009. And he is due to step down for elections next year, but I understand the ANC want him out sooner because they're afraid they may lose the election if Jacob Zuma is still in place as president. Ferdinand, what do you say about President Jacob Zuma?
Well, my opinion is very clear. I've been expressing it at this platform for a long time. I don't know how else to put it, that it will sound being moderate. I don't know how to put it, that it will not sound being, insultive. But I will have to say that Zuma's administration in South Africa is obviously a disaster. We know it, we can see, you can feel it. You know that this man is coming into South Africa, is a force to reckon with in the world event. And for them to have a president of this kind, this nature, this character, this attitude, with this kind of scandals around him, oh no, it's not telling anything serious about them. And if they must be serious, as a power broker in the global affairs, I think they don't need somebody like Zuma near the corridors of power. I am sorry to say so, but that's the obvious. You see, he has been, like an earthquake in affairs of South Africa. In fact, his administration should be recorded as a dark page in the history of South Africa. However he lives, the most important thing to an average South African and not an ANC member is that this disaster must have to leave them.
But will he agree to step down? This is the point. He's telling a meeting of ANC leaders that the people love him.
Well, one American president said, if justice cannot be, if you can't bring people to justice, you take justice to
the
them.
people.
So, if Zuma cannot go by any concoction or whatever, then the obvious is that he must go at the end of his tenure by next year.
Sani, what's your take on this?
Well, I'm in the same page with my friend. Apart from being a disaster, I don't know what is disturbing African leaders. Somebody of this age still insisting that he must rule the people, and the people are coming out en masse to demonstrate that they don't like him. So why shouldn't the old man just respect himself before being impeached or vote of no confidence casted on him, for him to just leave, because the people are tired of his administration and in support of him to go.
So we wonder what will happen in the next few days. I believe they're meeting this week.
Whatever happens,
even the king.
The most important thing is that an average South African should be a winner in this affair. NC is about their own party, about losing election. That's a personal thing. Whether they lose election or they win election, what impact will it make on an average South African whose image is being rubbished every day? You see, it is about a country, not about a political party. It's about the image of a country. For crying out loud, this man has been robbed with corruption, scandals. If it is not corruption, it is scandal with women. It is enough.
It's a poor following to
it's a track record of tragedy from one form of issue or the other around this presidency. Can we for once forget about this presidency?
Gentlemen, we have to move on. Here, this week in Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, who everybody knows, former president of this country, formed a new political party, and the name of which is the Coalition for Nigeria Movement, or CNM. Let's watch this report from Channels Television here in Nigeria.
Shall we sit? Correct. Baba no get email. It did. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I won't hurt you, sir.
The pens are too.
It's a means to an end. The end is Nigeria unshackled, united, dynamic, strong, secure, cohesive, stable, and prosperous at home and respected outside, and as a result, able to play a decisive role assertively within the community of nations. A Nigeria of hope, aspiration and assurances, which belongs to all, with no sacred cow nor sacrificial lamb, is what we want. My Nigeria, your Nigeria, and our Nigeria, with enchanting present and secure and glorious future.
There we go. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo is putting up his new political party to take on PDP and take on APC. What do you think, Ferdinand?
Thank you.
Well,
I thank God we are having such a thing in Nigeria. It's a dynamic thing. We thank God. And another thing is that I'm happy that for the first time in the history of Nigeria, Obasanjo is floating a party. He's trying his popularity, not riding on the shoulder of somebody else. Check it, in 1976, where at the demise of our dear former head of state, Murtala Mohammed, he became the president 13th. By an action of few people who sat down and agreed that you should lead. Then come to 1999, he was in prison. While some people toyed his nation, moved around and formed PDP. Some of them primed themselves to become the president of Nigeria. Some people again came together, went to the prison, brought him out, and then paid for everything, campaigned and bought the votes and made him the president. So I'm happy he's now coming in this direction. Let him try his popularity. For once, let him flow a party. For once, let him launch a party. For once, let him sponsor somebody to that place. You know, we were saying he brought Jonathan. Of course, it was at the same scenario that brought him to power. Yaradua died, and then, good luck, happened to be the one to take over. How have he sponsored him?
No way.
The truth of the matter is, I am happy. This is an open thing. Try your popularity. Let's see. It's good for our nation. It's good for us. Let all these things play out, and the people will see who is more popular than the other. So I am happy. Thank you.
Thank you, Sani. Are you happy?
Well, I'm not happy with the old man's statement.
No. What was the statement?
Because somebody like Obasanjo, I don't think he has any zeal or any comment to make against this present administration. Thank God I'm not an APC member, but let the truth be told. This old man is saying that wherever he entered, he hears Nigerians are crying out. Who are the people that put Nigeria in the situation we are in now?
One of them.
This is the same person that carry us to where we are now. And they cannot think overnight somebody like President Muhammadu Buhari will demonstrate magic overnight. It's not easy. It is easy to destroy, but once it comes to rearranging, it will take time. So somebody like Obasanjo, who has no even base as far as I'm concerned, Obasanjo has no base in Nigerian politics. He's just made himself to be a kingmaker. Who
That's what he wants to be, yeah. He wants to...
No, he have already made himself, to him, he's a kingmaker. Because there was a time I heard him that as far as he's concerned, he will decide for somebody, for who will lead Nigeria. He's too small. Nigeria is too big for him. And he shouldn't forget that those that bring him into power are still alive. Then who is he to think he will decide to form a party or to write letter to President Muhammadu Buhari challenging his might? Nigerians, as far as they are concerned, they are satisfied with the Buhari's administration. And Nigerians are not fools. And we are not mad. We know those that carry us to where we are now.
And how many terms did Obasanjo have when he was elected in...
twice.
Twice, yeah.
He was elected twice in this. No, we can say once, because the second one, Namagumagu, It's Magu that carry him for the third time he tried. Did he win? He didn't scale through. So this is somebody that is just, I blame us Nigerians.
He wanted to extend the presidency, didn't he?
But he didn't get chance.
Campaign.
I blame Nigerians because we're supposed to come out en masse to demonstrate against this Obasanjo attitude. Because as far as I am concerned, Obasanjo, he don't have any caliber to challenge the present administration, because the present administration is better 100 times than his past two administrations. So I don't think, if you look at this old man, he don't pass 75 years. So to me, he don't even have full sense to decide for people what to do. Because like you, the Europeans, you cannot allow somebody like Obasanjo to come and be messing your country.
No.
Ethically wise, he don't aspire. Educationally wise, he don't aspire. We are now in the modern world. And he shouldn't forget that this Buhari, it is Nigerians that voted him into power. If they like, they should come with whatsoever coalition they call it. Nigerians will never shake. If time comes, this is Obasanjo, this is Buhari. 1 million times Nigerians will vote Buhari and dump Obasanjo because they know who he is.
Ferdinand, do you have a reply to that?
I still stand on what I said. I said democracy is a game of number.
Yeah.
You understand?
Votes.
And one thing that must be settled in this nation is that there is a fundamental human right all about free speech. You have right to say whatever you will say. But that right stops where my own right begins. You understand? So I said it. Obasanjo has never tried his popularity in this nation. For once, he had been riding on the shoulder of others.
But as you say, now he will stand on his popularity, whether it's there
let's see
or
him
not there.
sponsor somebody. Let's see him bring somebody forward and let the person contest on popular opinion and win on popular opinion. But I assure you, the end loser will always be the average Nigerian on the street.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Because all this dribbling here, dribbling there, you see, like he said, all these expired products, I am sorry to call expired products, but how else will you put it? They are not expired. But the truth of the matter is that the Nigeria they enjoyed during their time, they don't want us to enjoy the same Nigeria at our own time. They simply want to destroy this like a vulture and just leave us with the carcass. So
they're past their sell-by dates.
They enjoyed free education, they enjoyed scholarship, they enjoyed sponsorship abroad to earn their degrees and whatever. They enjoyed multiple promotion during their time. But in our own time, they simply want to rubbish this situation and rubbish this nation and leave us with carcass. We are the end losers. But the truth of the matter is that we always fall into this game.
Yeah.
We, the average Nigerians, we fall into their game. This game will end up coming up again with tribe, religion, because when this game fails, they will go back to the normal thing that will always stay up every average Nigerian. Because when you call religion, the most greatest professor in Nigeria will become very foolish. That's the truth. The moment they drive this one, it is not working, they go back to the tribe. If it is not working, they stay up the religious issue.
Divisive.
For how long will we continue in this vicious cycle?
Politics.
Divisive tendencies. Yeah. For how long will we continue? You just feel it in the air every day. People are shouting, oh, Fulani, oh, Hausa, oh, Igbo, oh, Yoruba. The only uniting force in Nigeria is stealing. When they are stealing the money, go there and check it. All the tribes will come together and steal it together. That time they don't know the tribe. They don't know your religion. They don't know. They now become patriots at that level.
At that level.
At that level, they are patriots.
When there's money to
they
share.
Steal our dollars and hide it in separate tanks. They steal our foreign currencies and hide it inside their bedroom. And now the bedroom doesn't contain it again. The bank doesn't contain it. Now they are digging holes and hiding the money. For how long will we continue with this vicious cycle? For how long will they deceive us to this level? Let's do away with these people that are already at the other side of life. We are just coming and they will use us. Watch it. The average person that will die on the street by reason of election in Nigeria, you will not see any of their children there. They are all studying abroad. Any little thing, they will rush abroad for treatment. Why will hospitals not work? Why will schools not work? Because their children are not here. Their peers are not here. They don't go to school in Nigeria. Check in all the higher institutions, you will not see them now. All of them are abroad. Who will die? Me and you.
Ferdinand, I think we need to elect you as the next president of Nigeria. And Sani will be your running mate.
Thank you.
On that note, we must leave you. We've run out of time, as again, we'd be happily to stay a lot longer. And we wish all the viewers a very happy week, and we hope you'll join us for more Global Reports here in the studio. Same place, same time. Once again, thank you again to my guests. This is me, Arthur Brooks, with our studio and production crew signing off for another week. Please keep watching.